Okay, so we are on Wildling. I just want to show you kind of pretty much how I do a kind of an engine test, just to make sure everything's working properly with the engines. So we're here at the helm station and we've got the engine controls, so make sure that they're in neutral, so in the middle position here, and then we'll come down to the engine control and I'll run the starboard engine. So you can see the control for the starboard engine. So basically you've got the tacho, the little Volvo control panel. So basically we need to turn it on. You hear the beep. The beep is telling me it's the engine controls need to know which side of the boat to use. So I'll push the button here and tell it we're going to use the starboard side controls right now. And then so you can see on the display here I've got the hour meter of how many hours the engines have on them, or this engine has on it. We'll press the start button once and that will turn the little glow plug heaters on to get everything warmed up. And just do that for a few seconds and then we just hold the start down and the engine started up. To just reselect this, because the power gets dropped lower when the engine starts. So now it's got the engine idling just around 800 RPM, which is fine. So the next thing I do is go over and make sure that there's water, cooling water flowing through the engine. So we'll go back out to the engine area here. See the engine in the engine room. Looking good. And then what I want to do is look over the side and see the discharge of the cooling water. Make sure it's coming out just fine. So that's all good. You've got all water goes splurting out of there periodically. That means the water pump's working fine. Okay. So we'll go back over to the control station now. And we'll check a couple of more things. Alright. So here we are at the helm control station. So what I need to do now is, I'm going to do this with one hand. So basically this is our starboard engine control. I'm going to press the button here and I'm going to shift it into gear, and see the little lights blinking. That means that I've engaged the, I'm going to power it up kind of in neutral, right? So this is basically putting it in neutral gear, so I'm not selecting forward or reverse, so I can increase the RPM of the engine. And what I'll do is I'm going to just bring it up to about 2000 RPM. So, because I want to check the alternators. So just under 2000 RPM. So let's go inside the boat and we're going to take a look at the Master Vault control panel over here, and just to see what we've got there. So the charging is over 100 amps, so basically we're good to go on the alternator. It's working great, so no worries there. Alright, so we can go back out to the helm station. And we'll drop our rose back down to idle. Okay, so put it back in neutral. And the next thing we want to check is we want to put it into gear and make sure the engine gearbox is working fine, it's engaging. So we'll just click it into gear there, and you see the boat starts pulling away. Put it out of gear. I'll do the same thing, putting in reverse now. Feel it pull the boat backwards in reverse, so back into neutral. Just make sure everything's working okay. So it looks like the engine's working great, starts fine, all the controls are working, the alternator's charging, the water pump's good, the engine sounds fine. So it's pretty good, we're all set. We know the engine's working just fine. So next thing we do, we can go ahead and stop the engine. So just press the stop button, hold it in until the engine stops, and when the tacho needle drops to just about zero, let it go, and then the next thing we do is just need to turn the engine control system off. So press the on-off button and we're off. And if we do the other engine, it's exactly the same procedure.